Hey all, we're here with Tony Hazelip from Belushi Speedball and Facilitate. Um, Tony, thank you. I greatly appreciate you coming to hang out with me and bullshit tonight.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Hell
Um,
yeah. It's exciting.
for sure, dude. Not me. It's exciting for you guys. You like Belushi is getting so much attention right now. It's fucking God. It's fantastic to see.
Man, it's the cumulative of lots of hard work and just, constantly pushing. Vinny he's a monster when it comes to promotion, merchandising, and just leading the way. And it's good to be in a position with somebody who will get out there and take the time to do the work, because you can participate in that, and it's a good thing. You feel good about it. You're going to put in your best effort because you feel like they are too. So it's paying off, man. It really
Yeah,
is.
yeah. It's great to see. It's I'm sure as a as a musician, as much as a fan, right? It's also always great to see a band that you're a fan of, like get a lot recognition and just see things cumulatively
Oh yeah.
grow. It's
It's amazing. I love seeing bands that I love, get to that next level, especially if it's like a good Louisville band. 'Cause I'm proud of my scene. I love the scene. I've been going to shows since like 1998, 99. To throw it out to the old heads, when Tech World was on Hurstbourne Lane by the movie theater. That's how far I go back. So, um, I love Louisville music. I think we got something special right now. Louisville is firing on all cylinders. There's so many good bands
fuck yeah.
that are out there. Surface, Daddy, fucking. Oh my god! I wish I could name them all. It's just so fucking amazing right
Well, I
now.
know, like, because you start naming them and you're like, I know I'm gonna leave someone out because,
Oh god, yeah.
like I love Ulm, and I always look at them as like one of our premier bands. And then we've got Volcandra and we've got Knocked Loose and
Oh, dude,
like,
that new Volcandra record.
oh, dude.
Oh my God. Dave and River and the guys, they fucking killed it. The
Yeah.
production sounds amazing. River plays with us sometimes, so it's awesome to see so many bands, getting out there, getting that recognition. So Louisville's popping right
Hell
now.
yeah. Did
If you ain't stopping by Louisville, you should be.
for I feel like all eyes are on Louisville right now. We have a lot going on, you
Yeah.
know. Do you see River joined Savage Master now too?
Hell yeah, dude. I love it. I love it. I love Savage Master.
Oh, me too.
Man, oh my God. I think it was oh man, I don't even remember what the first time I came across them. It was probably about 7 years ago. And it was Whips and Chains. And I
Okay.
was like, oh, this shit's serious. And I've
Yeah.
been a fan ever since. So yeah, they just put out a new album not too long ago. So
Yeah, they're
uh,
working on a new album right now. They're recording and getting ready to hit the road, which is
that's something. Let me ask you something, Tom. Let me put the interviewer on the spot. Have you felt or have you seen like a more urgency and uptick for putting out music and recording post pandemic?
so I think it's really changed. I think the pandemic has really changed the way that music gets released. Before we were really looking at full albums, right? Or even EPs. And now we're seeing a lot more EPs and people really pushing out a lot more singles just to stay in
Yeah.
front of, you know? Um,
I think it's kind of going back to the heyday of, like the 70s, 80s vibe where you would get these singles and then the album comes out. But those singles hit the radio, everybody gets hyped. And I think we're doing the same thing now where like people are putting out, singles, they're hyping the shit, the album comes out. And it feels to me there's more of an urgency now to get a record out instead of sitting on it for a long time, or oh, we'll get around to it when we get around to it. I think everybody still has a little fear in the back of their head, like there better be a to it. still here for us to get around to.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of bands that aren't putting out full albums also, right? Like they're sticking with singles and EPs. Like there was a band I was just talking to, I don't know, last week or the week before, and that was everything that they do is EP, EP, EP. And I get it, right? Like I understand that because you get a lot more product
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
oh fuck, if you can afford to do it,
Yeah,
and you want to get those releases out there. To me, at the end of the day, it's all discography.
yeah.
It's all whole. But I'm just excited. There's just like this new wave of hardcore right now, and it's pushing really heavy. Thrash metal is stronger than it's ever been. We're getting worldwide recognition. It's not so like secular where you got like the European bands are over here, the American bands are here. You got European bands coming to America who
Yeah.
are getting super popular over here, and vice versa. So it's there's a lot of shit going on right now.
There really is. It's as just being a fan of music, I think we're in such a fantastic time for accessibility to new bands, right? Like
Yes.
Spotify, as much as I hate that they don't pay as well as radio did to an artist, I love the fact that I can go on and I was listening to actually the band when you hopped on, the band I was listening to is called Fire Down Below out of Belgium. God, they're so fucking fantastic. Um, I ran into them because I was listening to a band out of Cincinnati called Blessed Black, and they just happened to roll on the, you know, roll on the sounds like or whatever. I was like, oh, fuck, that's good.
Yeah. Dude, that's one of my favorite things that come up. That's something I like that I do enjoy about Spotify. And as much as people do rail on Spotify, it does have its pluses. I'm a glass half full kind of guy. I see where they could be doing more for the artists that support their platform, but at the same time, the accessibility that you have to not just experience the band that you're seeking out, but also to find, new bands.
Yeah.
And one of the things I did probably like shit, it might be 10 years ago at this point. I got on there and I just started, I started with the basics, thrash. I'm like, I'm gonna go on a deep dive on thrash. I'm gonna start with the basics, the big four, the shit that I had kind of avoided throughout, the years. And from there I started branching off and like, well, I do enjoy like early Metallica, and Megadeth and shit. I found so many other bands that were a branch from there. One of my favorite bands that I found was a branch, the band called Uncle Slam,
Okay.
and and, I think some of the guys in Uncle Slam either were before Uncle Slam started were in Suicidal Tendencies or ended up being in Suicidal Tendencies, but they have a few albums, and they're fucking great. I mean, they're just as good as the big four, other bands. And sometimes you don't find that shit until you go a little bit deeper
Yeah.
into into those artists at the bottom, of the list or whatever. But we're in a new age, and it's all about them Spotify listens. So you guys listen on Spotify, please.
Yeah. So so the band has got you guys have got a lot going on this year, right?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, we're having a good time. We got the album coming out in May. May 11th, we'll be at Headliners doing the big album release. It got a super stacked bill on that one. So if you haven't got tickets, get your tickets. You can still get them ahead of time.
Just got
Um,
mine.
yeah, yeah, I got mine. So I'll be there. And we're also hitting up Milwaukee Metal Fest. And it is going to be a hoot and a holler. I'm so excited to go up and play with uh, some of the most, I mean, the kind of shit that we all stand in our practice spaces and be like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if blah 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 blah, And now it's happening. So it's like, we're on that Saturday. It's going to be super sweet. We're going to be playing a couple more festivals throughout the year. We're doing Muddy Roots this year. down in Cookeville, Tennessee. We did that last year, had a blast. So we're gonna come back and do that. We're gonna go play I'm gonna do my best to get this because I love Bonginator. Um, if you guys, let me tell you what, if you guys have it, Blood Diner by Bonginator is a sweet ass track that they just put out. They are hosting the Fun Time Bonanza, New England Death Metal Fun Time Bonanza Fest. I call it Bonginator Fest because it's put on in part by those guys. That's going to be a fucking banger. So we got so much going on this year, dude. We're super excited. We're gonna be we're doing the Extreme Scene
Ob-
festival
Obscene
over
extreme.
in the Obscene Extreme, yeah, over there in Czechoslovakia, Czech
Yeah.
Republic. So we're going international. Uh, I'm excited. I want to see how it. You can't always gauge what Americans will think about this kind of stuff. But I'm excited to see what an international audience how they receive us. I
Uh,
think they're gonna have same amount of fun that they do here in the States,
I,
honestly.
I think they're gonna fucking love you guys just like everyone that sees you play now. Like I've,
I mean, it's what one of the things that I noticed the most, we'll get to a venue and we'll load in, kind of, look around. We played Morgantown, West Virginia last week with the Jasons and Sweetheart Grip at the 123 Pleasant Street, which is great. Conveniently across the street from Shiny Dome Records, which they must have known I got paid right before we left because the guy was standing outside. I'm like, we guys got in there. He's like, just punk and heavy metal and hardcore and stuff. I'm like, oh, so it's pretty much just my record shop.
so
So I went down there. I mean, I spent like $300. Had a great time. It was awesome. Um, but lost my train of thought where we're going with this.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh, you were talking about playing in Morgantown.
Yeah, that was we played in West Virginia, Morgantown. We had a great time. Everything is uphill. So whenever you hear somebody like I had to walk uphill both ways, they're probably from Morgantown, West Virginia,
I feel the same way
because
about Seattle, dude. Literally.
I've never been to Seattle, but boy, if it's all uphill, oh man. Sometimes, dude, I was like, you guys have to have a killer cardio out here. I
Yeah.
actually interviewed the Jasons while we were out there for my podcast, so it was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
All right, let's plug that. What's the name of your podcast?
Oh, the Savage Hooligan. I'm on multiple platforms, but I primarily hit the Spotify platform is the main one I direct people to. I got a new season I'm putting together. I got a couple more interviews that I'm working out, but we got some good ones on. We talked to Surfaced, Black Forces from Bowling Green. I got to talk to Athena, the Blood Queen of the scene. She takes care of the Thrashers and Destroyers media there. So it's been cool, man. It's something I've done just kind of as a side hobby, really just like to talk to bands
Yeah.
and get stickers and T-shirts or whatever, and find new make connections with people. And now I'm starting to take it a little more serious. Now that I have the ability to uh, you know piggyback it with anything I'm doing out on the road. It's nothing to be like, hey man, 15 minutes outside. And it
Right.
turns into 45 minutes. And it's a lot, it ends up being a good experience, a lot of fun.
Well,
So I love seeing all the like you guys out here. You guys are
it's
killing it.
dude, it's so much fun to just sit here and talk music with literally everyone, like I love hearing some of the stories and really digging in um to what influenced people, like you, what made you go, "Oh, I want to play music."
Uh Honestly, my little brother had an acoustic guitar he got for like Christmas, and I picked it up and would just start kind of messing around. I was like, I want to learn how to play bass. So I got a bass when I was like 12, and the first three accomplished things that I did on the bass guitar that I was like, yeah, I can do this. This is my instrument. I learned the little solo piece from Hammer Smash Face. the little do 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 do, and I mean, I was in my bedroom, like I am a god, like look at me go. Then I learned how to play Money by Pink Floyd. Oh, hi, kitty. I
That's
have tuxedo cats. They're probably in my house tearing stuff up right now.
yeah, that's so this is Sophia. She was a farm cat and we got her. I think she's 10 years old, but I could be wrong.
Oh man. And then after I learned how to play Pink Floyd Money, I learned most of like Earth AD by the Misfits. And from there on out, I was hooked. Like I took the path of the Misfits and learned punk rock and this DIY style and the whole do it yourself thing. And I never took lessons or nothing. So, some people they throw some guitar terminology shit my way, and I'm like, that's cool, but I can play. I can do
Yeah,
that for you.
just hand it to me. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a good time. And from there, it's just been, you know, watching my peers and learning from them. Learning from the different bands I've been in over the years. I've had the pleasure to play with some really awesome, musicians here in Louisville and get to see some cool shows with people. And, you know, here I am 39, still doing the damn thing and having just as much fun today as I ever have.
Hell yeah. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, honestly.
So so Belushi's crossover, what's facilitate?
That's a good question. That's a good question. So the singer, Vern, approached me one day and she was like, I want to start a band. I was like, all right, you got a drummer? She goes, yes, I do. I was like, okay, that's usually the precursor for bands in Louisville. You got a drummer
Yeah.
that's not currently attached to six other bands. And it was this guy named James, and he was not attached to any other bands. He'd never been in a band before. And he has like a jazz drumming background.
Hmm.
So I fed him a bunch of hardcore for like weeks. I'm like, here, study this, listen to this stuff, and digest. And every week we get together, he would did a little bit more, a little bit more. And honestly, it's morphed into this like if sludge and doom could be beat down too, like you
All
know what I'm
right.
saying? Like it's
Yeah.
hard. It's like it's sludge doom hardcore with a beat down mentality. So it's heavy. That's for sure.
Hell
But
yeah.
it's definitely heavy. We do find ourselves at times being like, did you listen to Weed Eater this week? Like, was that where this is coming from? Like, so it's definitely got those kind of vibes to it. That Weed Eater like heavy, but it also has that like Kubla Khan like breakdown and like But we're playing June 8th at the Spinelli's downtown um, with Triangle Fire from Athens, Georgia. They are super fucking cool. Black Forces, Father's Gun. There's one more. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but we'll have flyers out soon for that show. Facilitate. Right now, it's our first one, and then we'll be recording here soon. Uh, we hit up our good friend Cadillac over in Shitfire to do a little recording. We're gonna try and get 4 or 5 songs together for it and
Hell
have
yeah.
it out by the summer, and add to the ever growing presence of Louisville hardcore as it stands today.
So my daughter went to go see she went with her boyfriend and boyfriend's brother to see Shitfire. And I was
Yeah.
probably 6 or 7 months ago. She's like, I'm going to see Shitfire. I was like, I think you've already seen him. And she's like, really? I've already seen Shitfire? I said, I think so. And about a month ago, I realized that it wasn't Shitfire she saw. She saw Shit Life. Well,
I mean,
Shit Life is a Michigan-based band. Um, and they were playing a show with Battlecross. We went up for Battlecross
nice.
and Like, so she saw Shit Life, and the only reason I remember that is because Facebook took their page down because it said Shit Life or something.
Oh my God. That's the hardest part sometimes is playing within the boundaries of the terms and conditions we've agreed to and being okay with it.
Yeah,
There are times we want to rail on Zuck and the whole platform, but at the same time, we all use it and need it. So it becomes a double-edged sword. And I guess when we get upset, we can put our 2 cents in, and if our 2 cents is a little shinier than somebody else's, we might get the suspension for a while or whatever. But
yeah. That's
you know,
that's that's the truth. But that, again, it's like one of those necessary evils, as much as we
and
don't.
let me ask you a question, Tom, because I got my kids are going to shows now.
Okay.
My son's 16, my daughter's 17. They have bands that they like in the scene now. Like, how does that feel for you as a parent, seeing your kids kind of follow,
Oh, I fucking love it, dude.
it's like they're following the path. We didn't have to really like do a whole lot, but just be there with it, you
Right.
know?
Well, and that's like my kids, as soon as they were old enough where my wife was comfortable enough them going to shows, I fucking put ear protection on them and take them to shows. We were going to see Battlecross and Max and Igor. My daughter, that was her first metal show, was Max and Igor doing
Wow.
Return to Roots.
Oh, wow. What a great show.
Yeah.
What a great
So
show. I think my son's first heavy show was probably it was Slipknot, and they were in Cincinnati at the I think it's the Jay Braddy Music
oh yeah.
Center. It may have been one of the bigger spots down there, but it was them. It was their Knot Fest tour when they had Cypress Hill open up for them. They were supposed to have um, Ice Nine, I think, or somebody there. Somebody had to cancel the opening band, cancel because they had COVID. So DJ Lord came out, did a DJ set. Then Cypress Hill came out, and Be Real had this huge fucking cone. And at one point, like he was hitting it, I guess, and the cherry fell out, and it was just roasting on the carpet on the stage. And I'm just like, man, is somebody gonna step on that? Like that's gonna burn a hole in something. Where are we going? And then Slipknot came out, and man, it was my first time seeing him. Danny was floored. The second time we got to see him was at Louder Than Life, and he jumped right in the middle. His first real pit was Guar.
Oh, right on.
Like his first big time pit, we saw Guar, and he was just blown away. And Slipknot, I mean, he ran right into the middle of it, like nobody's business.
Yeah,
So it's like proud parent moments. We've put something good out there, and they picked it up.
for sure. And that's, I told my wife this last year at Louder Than Life. Of course, we got tickets, and my daughter and her boyfriend are like, okay, we're gonna go hang out. And I was like, she said, my wife asked me, are you nervous? I said, nervous about what? She goes, about, Bailey running off. I said, why? Like, we've literally raised her in this environment. If something happens, she knows exactly what to do.
Yeah,
And the reality is she's gonna go and have a good time, and we don't have to worry about it. Like, what's she off doing? She's not off getting all fucked up doing all this crazy shit. She's going to watch bands. Like,
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's and I personally, from a service industry standpoint, Ladder in Life coming through is great for the food trucks that get to go up there. I was a food trucker for a long time. Um, and from getting to see bands standpoint as a fan, it's nice that Louisville got such a huge festival, to come out here consistently. And, and Bourbon and Beyond's great too. If they pull in some incredible acts. But the Louder Than Life, like this year, I'm excited that Saturday Sunday riff is looking hot.
oh yeah,
Body count's coming. You're gonna have Korn and Judas Priest on the same day.
dude,
Like, you know what I mean?
that
Woo!
Hemorrhage is gonna be
Oh my
there
God,
Saturday morning.
yes. I'm so excited about like they played FTA last year. They brought the bus,
Yeah.
and those guys were so fucking nice. So, and I love what they're doing.
Oh, me
I
too.
love it. Like getting out there, just being like, here we are, whether you like it or not. You know,
Yeah.
you could walk away or you can come slam in the street with us. You know, we're gonna go until the cops shut us down.
And
The amount of times they've had to encounter the police is astounding.
well, and talking to when I was talking to John, he said, surprisingly enough, the cops kind of let them finish and do their thing. They don't like try to shut them down usually.
Yeah,
Sometimes they try to shut them down, but it's like, fuck yeah, dude. They're like, we're the band after the last band plays, people come out fucking
and I
uh,
mean, but they're pulling like they're pulling people in who might not otherwise give them the time of day any other way.
well,
That's what I
it's
love about it.
like look at it when we were coming up, what did bands do? They were out there handing out tapes and CDs and
Yeah.
hey,
Oh my
listen to
God.
my
Yeah.
band. And now no one fucking does that anymore. Like this
You
is
know, they don't. I think we should bring that shit back. Like I
100%.
encounter sometimes where bands will come about and if you ask them like, hey man, you guys got any media? Like what you got? That's usually the first thing I'll ask. I'm a merch junkie, 110%, like hand over heart. I will spend my last dollar on merch for a band because to me it's more important to support what they've got going on if I like it, than hold on to them dollars. And for them, I don't know if it's out of town band, that might be their gas money.
Yeah.
That could be their cheeseburger money, or beer money or something. So if I drop $80 at their table buying t-shirts and stickers and shit, you know, fucking A.
Mm,
All the more power.
yeah.
You know?
So
So
it's always been like that for me too, right? If I'm going to see a band, I want to I try to buy something from all of the bands on that,
yes.
on that
and,
ticket.
and bands give out them stickers because I promise you, we're putting them on the backs of our cars. We're sticking them up, in our garage. I got a back door in my garage. It's covered in stickers from places I've been, on the road and different bands I've encountered. So keep giving out them stickers. We're sticking them on everything,
Hell
and
yeah.
people are seeing them. I love going out somewhere and be like, oh shit, I know that band. While
Yeah.
I'm taking a piss in the bathroom or whatever, loading in the back of somebody's club.
I literally every time I go to a club, I'm looking at the walls like what bands do I know or what bands don't I know that I can make note and go
Dude, get you
check
some
out.
stickers, man. Let's get you some stickers, dude. Start putting them up out there.
Oh, I
I'd
need.
love to see it now. The band, podcast stickers
Yeah,
sticking up. This it's a new way of media. It's just as important as people's albums and shit. I listen to music all day long in my job, and half the day it's either music, or a podcast.
yeah.
So that shit's.
Your day job, you're a chef, right?
I was for a long time, or just in the last like year or so, took a desk job, which it ain't bad, put on a few pounds, but other than that, like honestly, it's allowed me to go do the shit that I go do with Belushi Speedball and have paid time off to do it. And I'm a normal human being. I work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I'm off on the weekends, so I can have band practice every Sunday now, and it ain't how it used to be in the kitchens where it's like I'm tentatively off,
Yeah.
on Sunday as
I'll
long as
be
nobody calls in.
right. I'll be there as long as I don't have to be at work. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. I hated doing that shit, but now it's good. And what are you, a realtor? Is that what
Yeah.
you do?
Yeah.
Man, dude, that's got to be a fun, exciting trip at times.
Oh, dude. Sometimes it's a lot of fun. Sometimes it's like it fucking makes me bald.
Man, I was looking for a house and we saw some real doozies. And I could tell that the realtor who was showing the house was like, I didn't look at this before I came in here. Like, just had to kind of pop in and do it. And it's like, wow, dude, there's some murder houses out there.
Oh,
You
for
walk
sure.
through, it's like they got some personality to them.
Yeah. I
So,
know
but
there's times I've been in houses where I'm like, I don't know that we want to like really hang out here too long. I actually I walked into a a house and there were some squatters in there, or had been some squatters in there.
Surprise.
One of the squatters was we found him in the tub dead.
Oh God. I can only imagine, Thursday morning, like, here's this house that you probably shouldn't buy, but I'm gonna try and show it anyway and see what
Yeah.
happens. Whoop,
Well,
dead squatter.
yeah, yeah. And he still had the needle in his arm. It was like, oh shit.
Oh man, dude. You know what though? I'm not gonna lie. All the work we do, they should stop saying that we peak in our late 20s. Really, it's our late 30s. We get to our late 30s, and it's like most people have either, that's when I made the change. I got to my late 30s. I was like, look, I'm gonna do, something more than just die in the kitchen one day.
Yeah.
So now's the time to make that change. I feel like, when people are working, they get to this like late 30s, early 40s piece, and they're like, you know what? I worked real hard. Now I want to start doing a hobby thing for real. I want to start doing a podcast, or I want to start doing art more, or I want to start a band, or, I want to start playing music again. I see a lot of my friends, who took their 30s off. They're like, "Man, I just went out, bought a guitar, and started playing again." I'm like, good. Go start a band. Go chug some riffs. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's, about that time is when people realize that, we have a finite amount of time. It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Well shit,
Yeah.
I could work my ass to death and just work and pay my bills, or I could, work and have some fun and pay my bills.
Oh shit. Yeah. It just becomes that, that time of how do I want to spend, the other side of the hill?
Yeah.
Is it going to be a downslide where I'm like, oh, or am I going to take my time getting to the bottom? I'm going to take my time getting to the bottom and then enjoy my way, where I'm at now.
Yeah. So what are some of the bands that you're really digging into right now that you can't get enough of?
Oh man. So Brat, I cannot say enough good things about Brat. Out of New Orleans, they just put out a new album, Social Grace. The production, okay, and this is one thing I feel like sometimes bands who are heavy, who are down tuned, struggle with, is getting good production on those low ends. Because sometimes, dude, the low end just takes over everything, and it just sucks everything up, and it's all low end.
Yep.
It's hard to hear shit. But that new album they put out is great. Spaced, from Buffalo, just put out a new album. Um, it is fucking killer. They put out a couple of singles beforehand, so I'm really hard into them. That Bonginator single I was telling you all about, Blood Diner, that shit's good, dude. I love Bonginator. They're those guys are just on another level. I like what they're doing DIY style. I like how Eric reaches out through TikTok and stuff, and kind of does similar to what Bacon Bits does, and like kind of sharing that knowledge with bands. So I appreciate that. If you're gonna do that, and I like what you're putting out as far as music goes.
Oh yeah.
So those are three bands that have been heavy rotation. Of course, Dio's always in my rotation.
Oh yeah.
So I listen a lot of fucking Dio lately.
Okay.
But yeah, if you guys have not, that Social Grace by Brat is my new favorite album right now, and that shit, it's a banger.
Now
Ego Death, the first track on there is my favorite.
that's one you picked up when you were in West Virginia, right?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, I picked up. Well, actually, no, in West Virginia, I got Brat from. Believe it or not, they sold out through their shit. I slept on it or blinked or something. I don't know what happened, but I couldn't get it. And I hit their Instagram up and I'm like, oh my God, please tell me where I can get this fucking album. They're like, just go on Amazon, it's on there. I was like, all right. I got a Squala Grinds Memory Theater out of West Virginia, and the Bonginator. Hang on, let me grab it. It's right here on top of my tape stack. Uh, it's got a funny name, the 1986 Doink City Massacre EP. I picked that up out in the wild from Shiny Dome Records over on Pleasant Street. So if you guys are out there touring and you go to play one 123 Pleasant Street. That place is super awesome. They have like three different areas that you could play as a band. They have like a big main hall, and then on either side of the bars, the two bars they have on either side of the hall have little stages that you
Oh,
could
that's
probably
cool.
play in. I know Hank the Third plays there a lot. Apparently, his flyers and ticket stubs are all over the place. But that record store across the street, oh man, talk about some finds.
Fuck
I'm a,
yeah.
I'm a record store. I'm a record store geek. I collect vinyl. I'm in Vic's Record Den. The Vic Hilrich, he's a big time dude. My own victim, Bat Wizard, the leader of the den, if you will.
The leader of the
Uh,
den. Yeah.
you
He's
know,
up.
yeah,
He's dude, he posts some shit in there and I'm like, what in the fuck is that? I gotta check that out.
man, I'm telling you, he posts some ticket stubs sometimes, and I'm just like, oh my god, like he's seen some tours,
Yeah.
like just living close to the fairgrounds and stuff growing up. You know, me and him were talking about it, and I'm just like, oh my god, this just blows me away. I love it.
Yeah.
He's deep knowledge.
Oh, he is, dude. He's got a lot of fucking knowledge. I've been trying to get him to come on and have a chat.
Oh hell yeah, dude! If you can, definitely. Let me ask you, Tom, what are you listening to right now?
Oh, right now, I gotta think. Listening to a lot of Temple of the Fuzzwitch. Uh, they've got a new song out, Cursed. Fuck,
Ooh,
it's good. It's really fucking good. Of course, Fire Down Below and Blessed Black, like, and Spotlights. Those three are like daily rotation.
nice, nice, nice. I like that. I'm gonna check out that fire down below.
Oh, you,
I'm gonna check. I like that. I like. See,
yeah.
I love. That's what you talk about. You know, new. Like, I love hearing new music from people, especially when it's an in person. You know, recommendation because you can actually see the emotion
Oh,
that
yeah.
that particular band brings out of that person. So I'm gonna check them out.
Hell yeah. That's why I like having these conversations. It's always what are you listening to?
Oh God.
It's,
You know, it like for like right now, there's so much going on. Sometimes it's hard to pinpoint, you know, everything in a day. You know, Kubla Khan just put out that new single, Low Tech. You know, that shit's slamming. You know, Daddy just put out a new single. I'm a big on Daddy. They're a Louisville band.
so they've got
Uh,
they're on a show coming up, I think. Um,
I think they're playing Magbar in a couple weekends.
yeah, I just saw a flyer and who is it? Tyler? Is Tyler playing bass for them?
You know, honestly, I don't know.
So I feel like he is. I met him at Costco one day and we were talking because I had I think a Gojira hoodie on. He's like, I like that. And I'm like, oh, thanks, dude. Like,
No, they're so full of energy. It is one of the funnest live shows you'll see because it's just, I mean, it just goes from start to finish. I love that in a band that can do 20 solid minutes with barely slowing down. You know, that Ramones ethic of just
yeah.
blasting through, you know, through your stuff and just leaving everybody just completely like, you know,
Well,
dumbfounded.
that's one of the reasons that we like Foo Fighters is that's what their live shows are like. I think the last time we saw them, there were 3 hours, 2 hours, 45 minutes or something, and it was the whole fucking time.
God, could you imagine doing that like every night for like 100 nights?
Dude.
Like almost 3 hours of, I mean, even if you love music, like the energy and intensity and the turnover that you have to present to a new audience every night, like, whew, I
Yeah.
can like, it's like sometimes like doing speedball shows when we do like a bunch, you know, if we're on tour on the road, doing a bunch in a row, like you have to find a part of your day beforehand to pull it all back in and then represent it to a whole new audience, you know. And one of the things that I love presenting to the people is giving them 30 minutes to act like complete idiots if they want to. You get to
Yeah.
throw trash and run around and nobody's judging you. Nobody cares. You
Nope.
know, everybody's, if you're not doing that, they might be judging you, if anything. You know, and that ability, that's where I find the magic sometimes with speedball is that people get that ability to just let loose, literally. And that's what we all go to shows for,
Yeah.
and to a degree anyway, is to let loose. Get in the pit, and bang your head or whatever.
Well, that's it. You want to forget about the outside world, and that's, one of the things that always drew me to live music was there's no race, there's no religion, there's no anything. We're just all there for the reason to see the fucking band. That's it.
Yeah,
Like
that's and one of the things that I thoroughly love about music, just any kind of music that you love, is that we take this ownership of it. Even though the Misfits are a worldwide band, that Jerry Only has taken them all over the fucking place. To me, when they come on, if I see them, or I see a band, doing them, or when even when I warm up, when I warm up to practice at home, I do 30 minutes of Misfit songs to warm up every day. I don't know if other musicians do that kind of shit or not, but I'll do 30 minutes of. So if anybody wants to do Misfits tribute band, I got at least 30 minutes worth in me at any given time. But they're my Misfits.
yeah,
That's my band. That's the band that got me through, that got me into, and when you see like millions of people take that same ownership, you look at, like I said, when they talk about battle vests and the patches and stuff, those are like your Gojira hoodie. It's just it's an advertisement or a flag of saying, here's what I'm into. If you're into it, we could probably talk.
yeah.
You could probably approach me and we'll be cool.
That's
You know,
it's like that old meme, what does one metalhead do when he sees the other, metalhead in the wild? He's like, holy fuck, all right, someone I can talk to.
yeah, like you like Demolition Hammer, so do I.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's music is just that thing that we get to take ownership of something, even though it's not technically ours. We mold it for us, and that's it's ours to our for ourselves. But it's just a beautiful thing that brings everybody closer together with their own idea of the same song. You can present one song to 1,000 different people, and you're going to get 3,000 different reactions,
for sure.
kind of thing. But they could all stand there in a circle and be like, "Oh, dude, but that part and then this thing, when you did that, like,
Yeah,
and be cool about it and not be assholes."
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's, it's great that everyone is able to have their own taste and their own interpretation where there's no, you know, fuck you, man, you're wrong for that. Like, who gives a shit? We're all digging this thing together.
Yeah. Heavy metal might look scary, but it is one of the most open arm communities you will ever encounter.
100%.
Like, hands down. So ditch the pop music and get into heavy metal, kids.
Yeah. Yes. That was so Bailey's first show was who is that? Oh, Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah. The Beeb.
The Beeb.
Well, I
Now
mean,
she's
it's
now she's embarrassed as shit about it, but I'm like, mine was Michael Jackson. Like, who fucking cares?
yeah, I think my very first live concert experience was Garth Brooks.
Okay.
My mom took me to see Garth Brooks. My first actual live, like, heavy, like, music concert experience was probably Korn, and Rob Zombie opened for them. Might have been the Follow the Leader tour,
Okay.
maybe. But Rob Zombie opened for them and blew them off the stage. Like, Rob Zombie was 10 times better than Korn was. Like, he had fucking robots and monsters and like all kinds of crazy shit. Korn didn't have nothing but a bunch of girls in a cage, like dancing suggestively in the background. Like can't follow like can't follow that.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
my first heavy show was Ozzy, Faster Pussycat, and Ugly Kid Joe.
Ooh, wait,
Yeah,
man, that would have been a good Ozzy show, I bet.
that was. It was really good. And some kid I went to high school with, or high school, maybe we were middle school. His dad had like free tickets, so we were seventh row for it, and I was like, man, this is cool. And I think you kind of sat there like, yeah, this is neat, I guess. And I'm like fucking nerding out. Oh my God, you know.
Like this is where it is. Now, Tom, what is your favorite show you've ever been to?
Uh you know, I will never be able to say that there's one. I there's I've got a lot of different shows for different reasons. Like the last time I saw Black Sabbath play is it definitely ranks up there. I
Oh
say
man.
I say they're always top three, or that show's top three because the band was so tight. Ozzy sounded better than he had ever sounded anytime I'd seen him.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so that then Iron Maiden is another one. Um, and that that Iron Maiden show was because I got to experience it with my little brother who's, not with us anymore. And I always like the Foo Fighters because it's something that my whole family gets to go and enjoy together.
Oh
Uh,
God, Dave Grohl, he is the master of show. That dude, we'll talk about stamina.
oh, dude.
I watched their Louder Than Life set. It was last year, and just, I mean, he just goes and goes and goes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put this out there because I want we just kind of we're like the day after the day that Dave Brocky passed away, but one of my all-time favorite shows uh, was with my bestest friend in the world, Adam Fish, and we drove to Washington D.C. and caught Guar on a one-off show at the 930 Club. After it was a one-off show after the Violence Has Arrived tour, and so it was like they had Todd Evans on bass and man, was it Corey? It might have been Corey Smoot on as Flatus for the show, and it was amazing. I don't even remember if there was an opener or not. The show was amazing. We got to talk to Dave Brockie afterwards. It was my first time like meeting like a hero, like somebody I looked up to as a musician,
yeah,
and then being so like humble and being like a regular person. And it was just like, oh shit, Otis Orungus is a regular person like me,
yeah.
except he's, smoking on my pot and, making some very lewd jokes. But, it's like, it was cool. It was cool. Like he made a lasting impression on an 18-year-old kid, that, heavy metal is the way to go. And it's not what everybody, downplays it to be, or it's not the evil,
Right.
it's fucking, it's a beautiful welcoming thing once you get
That's
past all like the upside down crosses and pentagrams.
yeah. That's just for shock value.
Yeah.
So I took last year for my birthday. I took a good friend of mine. We flew out to LA to go see Mr. Bungle, the Melvins, and Spotlights play at the Palladium.
Ooh, nice.
Dude, that this is probably one of my favorite shows also. He so that this buddy of mine honestly doesn't go to a lot of shows. Like he's probably been to a handful his whole life. So I'm like, "Hey, you want to go?" He said, "Yeah." So we fly out there, and Spotlights is they are top as one of my favorite bands because they're just
I think they opened for Belushi's people at Kaiju
they did.
like a couple years ago, like
No,
two
it
or three
was this
years
year.
ago.
It was
Was it?
it was in June of last year. It was June 17th,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact.
Yes. Yeah, because we'd found out they were on Mike Patton's label. We're like, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually Mr. Bungle is playing Milwaukee Metal Fest
Yep.
that Saturday. So we're hopefully gonna not get in trouble for pestering the shit out of Mike Patton, but we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm like, hey, I know this podcast you should hit up. This guy
That
Tom, he has a really good one.
that's funny. I'm like, I hit up Dave Lombardo, like, hey dude, you want to be on my podcast? Crickets. Like, all right,
Oh,
whatever.
dude, if I see Dave, I'll be like, hey. And now the band was asking you about that podcast. Are we still crickets on that, or are
Yeah.
we gonna go?
So we're out at the fucking Palladium and spotlights to see them, right? They take the stage, they play their set, and I was enthralled. Uh, they get off stage, and I'm like, God, that was fucking good. So while they were on stage, like the whole place just filled up. So we go, where do we go? I guess we went upstairs, and here comes spotlights. And of course, I see them, and they all come up and give me a hug. And my buddy's like, they give you a hug like you know them. I'm like, dude, I've probably seen them like 40 times. I think they know me at this point.
Yeah, like I do know them, as a matter
Yeah.
of fact.
Yeah. And then when Mr. like I'm a big Melvins fan, so of course watch the
Oh,
Melvins. Love
that would be
seeing
great.
dude, love seeing them fucking play every time. Mr. Bungle gets up, crushes it, and we leave the venue and he looks at me. And again, I tell you, this guy's probably only been to a handful of shows. He's like, dude, I am a fucking fan of them now. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes, dude, seeing the band in their rawest element live, oh, oh, like there have been so many times I've seen a band live and been like, oh yeah, I'm a fan now.
Yeah.
Like I can get into that. I think that's how it happens. I mean, if you go from an organic in an organic way and you go to local shows, you're probably gonna hear a local band live a bunch of times before you ever hear their album. Or that's how it used to be.
Yeah.
Now everything's it's on Spotify, so it's like, oh shit, I'll just look up on Spotify, see if they got anything out. It used to be before that kind of streaming was going on, you would go see the band a bunch, and if they had CDs, you could buy one, or if they were working on recording one. It always seemed like everybody was working on recording one at some point. So, you know, so I'm glad that, we've gotten to that point now, where people you could still experience a live show and be like, oh, I'm a fan,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
in,
Sadistic Creator did that.
I'm
Y-
in.
oh,
Yep.
you were there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw them and I was like, yep, I'm in. Like I'm gonna go. I think, are they playing a Metal Monday coming up here
Yeah.
in April?
I think they're playing a metal Monday, and then there's a black metal band out of Wisconsin that's coming. Um, ill, hold on, Illusion of Fate. And I was talking to some of those guys, and they're like, "Who should we hit up?" And I was like, I gave them a list, and Sadistic Creator was on there. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we've been talking to those guys." I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude, they're good. Like, get them on that bill."
Yep, yep. They were awesome.
Yeah.
They were super awesome. Baptized was another one of those bands that I saw live, and I'm like, yep, I'm in.
So I
Like,
haven't seen them yet. Like, I've,
oh man,
dude,
you want to talk about like just like heavy metal rock and roll? I don't know how else to describe it. It's heavy metal rock and roll.
hell yeah,
It's like if you could take young Lemmy and bring him, to the current day and stick him in the same fucking spot, like
God,
that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get
that's fucking
baptized.
dope.
So you get a chance to see them play. Man, I want to say they're either they just did a Metal Monday or they're getting ready to in the future. But if you get a chance to see them, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, I feel every time they're playing something, I have something else going on because I mean, you know how it is. My fucking schedule's booked out for months, and I'm like, I
Oh
gotta,
yeah,
I gotta fucking make something happen. I went,
man. There are times where I see a show like a show flyer, and I'm like, yeah, I'm out of town that weekend. Never mind.
yep, yeah, me too. I'm like, you motherfucker, there's I'm like, shit, there's like four shows on 4/19, and I'm like, I can't go to all fucking four of them, but I
Yeah,
sure as fuck want to.
I love that's a problem right now in Louisville is that we have too many good shows.
Yeah,
Like, we have two, and it's just like, yeah, dude, shit's happening if there's too many good shows. There was some times where there haven't been enough shows.
right.
So, we're in that era again of, now we have too many shows.
Dude, I went up to Indianapolis a couple weeks ago to Death in the Midwest. And
Oh, how was that?
dude, I was super excited to see Redivider because that's another band that I've been wanting to fucking see. And every time,
Now, are
like,
they're a Louisville band, aren't they?
they are, yep. Um, so every time they play, I got something else going on. Well, So I get there and I'm like, fuck yeah, this is great. There's like 8 or 10 bands on the bill, and all the bands are playing. And Yotuma's on stage, and someone hit a telephone pole across the fucking street.
I heard about that.
We didn't know that's what it was at the time because power went out and then it came back on a couple minutes later. And we were like, okay, went back to the thing. And One Body, Six Graves came on and played 2 or 3 songs, and the fucking power was done. Redivider was
Damn.
next. I'm like, you motherfucker.
Like, son of a bitch. But tis the way of the beast when somebody runs into a fucking telephone pole.
For sure.
Fucking cancels the rock and roll for that night.
Yeah.
But
Well,
dude, Redivider is a band that is another band that I've been wanting to see. So I'm on that same train with you.
there's
They're on the list this year.
hell yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we got a lot of dates out of town, so hopefully, between that and the time that I am here, I'll try to catch as much as possible.
yeah, me too. Are you going to the Restless Spirit show Saturday?
What is going on Saturday? Oh, maybe. I don't think I have anything pressing on Saturday, to my knowledge, at the moment. So, where's it at?
Portal?
Ah, good old Portal.
Good old Portal.
Ah,
Yeah, it's
who,
Restless Spirit, Temple of the Fuzzwitch, Crop, and Fairy Ring.
nice, nice. Let's get lifted and
Yeah.
go watch us some crop. Hell yeah. Well, that
Yeah.
might be my Saturday plans right there. Then I've been
th-
thinking about it. Need to
That'll
have
be a
something to do for Saturday.
that'll be a good fucking show.
Oh hell
Uh,
yeah.
so what are you looking most forward to this year for Belushi?
Uh, now I think me personally, I think this year is going to be a huge year for us in terms of people getting an opportunity to see us play and get to experience, the party, like that, what I was talking about before, that 20-30 minutes to just let all the inhibitions down and just get buck wild a little bit. Um, we do ask that keep your pants on, but have a good time, throw some trash. And I think for us this year with Milwaukee Metal Fest and Muddy Roots again, and then heading overseas, we got some tour time lined up this year. So we're getting out there and we're going to try and visit as many people as possible. And I think it's going to be a big year for people getting to see us and experiencing. And then on top of that, this new album, and I know everybody, I'm biased, but it's a banger. It's a banger. It is a certified banger from front to back. So uh the new single, This Is the Peak, is out right now. Um Daniel Neal is a straight beast on the drums on that. And then you finally get a peek at Jameson uh coming in there and doing some I call them goblin vocals. Uh but it's out right now on the platforms, Spotify, whatever the rest, the other platforms, but Spotify's what matters the most right now. Um, and then May 11th headliners, we got it coming out. It's stacked bill. It is. We got our dudes, Busby Death Chair, coming down from Detroit. Oh man, those guys are so cool. Uh, and it's the new album, it slays. I know I'm biased, but it slays. It just does. So
Well,
when you get a chance, get you some listen time on it.
shit, that's 2 singles, right? Off that album so far.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We did the My Favorite Color Is
Colors.
Pizza,
Yeah.
which I think this is where I give Vinny props. He writes these songs that sound like they're going to be generic or sound like they're going to be like, oh, it's a song about pizza. But you listen to the song, and it's actually a story about one of the most frustrating times that they had early on as a band, and how it like kind of unfolded into a really good show in North Carolina. We're actually going back to the same venue in April, the Odd, or Oddity. They call it the Odd, to go play the same place they did that inspired that song. He says we're not staying in the same hotel with the moldy bed bugs, So that's good. I'm
Good.
excited about that part. But yeah, it's actually a really deep song for from a band who put a who also put it out on a piece of pizza. So people don't know what to think. They're like, "Wait, what?" Like I'm telling you, listen to the lyrics. It's a deep song, a story about their their first experience out there and some frustrating times with it. And then then we put it on a slice of pizza, which Vinny loves making. By the way, I told him I stop telling people that he loved it, but I'm not gonna. He loves making them, so order them.
I,
Order as many as you can.
I got a buddy of mine. He's like, man, when I get back to work, I got to get me one of those. I hope they have them. And Vinny's like, yeah, we'll still have them. Like, fuck yeah.
It's a whole fucking process, but it's just another testament to his level of thinking when it comes to marketing and constantly just pushing and pushing and pushing. I tell him this all the time: speedball is a train. Either get on and go for the ride, or get out of the way because it's coming, whether you like it or not.
That's the truth. Like, and it's, one of the best things about Belushi is the unique merchandising, that I think has garnered so much attention for the band. You know,
Oh hell yeah!
Teddy Ruxpin, a N64 album, now pizza.
Sometimes I'm like, how, like, where else can we go with this? And somehow he's pulls out another one, and I'm like, oh my god. So it's always exciting because it does set us apart from a lot of other people and what they do. But at the same time, it's it's fucking hilarious because
Hell yeah.
I never know. I throw him ideas like, hey man, what if why don't we have a sweatshirt? He's like, yeah, you're right. Let's put out this pizza single first, and then and then we'll get to the sweatshirts, that kind of shit. So it's always fun. You never know what when you see a text message in the from Vinny, you never know what it's going to be about. It could be the next merch item or the next riff. Uh, so keep your peepers peeled because it's still early. We're still early in the year, early in the game,
Yeah.
um, and we're heading straight for the top. So get ready for some truly outrageous merchandise and antics, especially if you're going to hit these festivals this year that we're playing at. Milwaukee Metal Fest is going to be a fun one. We're going to be at Muddy Roots. That's one where we really get to let loose on. It's down in Cookeville, Tennessee. Come down and see us. We'll be there. Uh, and then when we go do this Bonginator thing, uh, Eric said we got carte blanche to do whatever we want. So if you're in the New England area and you want to see some completely off the wall, unhinged shit, uh, go ahead and hit up the New England Death Metal Fun Time Bonanza. I'll probably never be able to do that again without fucking that up. The
Good
tickets
job.
are on sale for yeah. The tickets are on sale for those. If you can't remember that, just remember Bonginator. If you find Bonginator socials, they're promoting the shit out of it. They got tickets on sale for that. Tickets are on sale for Muddy Roots. Um, we are not playing Full Terror Assault this year, but I recommend people get tickets for Full Terror Assault too. That is one of the best festivals you will ever fucking go to. Those guys down there, we played the last couple of years, and they let us do some of the silliest shit I've ever done in a band. Period. And they that place just is awesome. I'll be going to that festival just on my own this year, because I don't want to miss my camping spot down there with Camp DRICP. Great group of guys. But Full Terror Assault, they got tickets on sale for that festival as well. They had their first run of lineup come out. They got some good ones already. I think I saw Cancer on there, and
Oh yeah.
I want to say Axe Slasher's on there. Oh man, that's another one of those bands we were talking about earlier. The similar artist at the bottom.
Yep.
That's how I found Axe Slasher. I was like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
So even though we're not playing this year at Full Terror, I recommend people get tickets if you got time to go see that festival because they'll have a killer lineup too, and it is just an amazing little spot for
They
sure.
they always have, I feel like they've always got a really good fucking lineup.
They'll definitely have some Louisville bands this year. I know they will.
Yeah.
Like we have too many awesome ass fucking bands out here not to have some of them in there.
Who do you Who do you think is going to be on that bill from Louisville?
I would love to see Stonecutters on there. I know Brian said he'd put the hat in the race for that one.
Yep.
Um, if you guys have not heard, I know Stonecutters album's been out for a minute, but whoa, that's a banger. That was
Yeah.
a good one. The
Dude,
split 7 inch they did with Bat Wizard 2. I love Bat Wizard. I could talk about Bat Wizard forever.
shit.
I,
Me too.
I can make a whole nother. I can make a whole other episode about just talking
But
about Bat Wizard.
that's what I mean though. Like we have some fantastic fucking bands right
Oh
here.
yeah, dude.
Like,
Like I said,
holy
I
sh
want to see Stonecutters. I'd love to see She up there. Talk about some fucking Doom.
yeah.
I'd love to see Ohm go up there, and they would fucking slay. Dude, a nighttime sesh, fucking stoned out of your mind, maybe rolling on some shrooms or something with some Ohm. Oh my god, dude! Out in the middle of the woods. Oh, dude, that'd be great. That'd be an
Uh,
awesome set right there. So hopefully, some of these bands put their name in the ring and they get in there. But I know we'll see some Louisville bands out there for Full Terror for sure.
Maybe we just need to do something here with all of these great fucking Louisville bands.
Man, I would not be opposed to something like that. If we pulled together like a sweet ass, you know, they have they started doing the Forecastle thing whenever Forecastle was big.
Hmm.
So I know some people kicked around doing louder than life stuff. I wouldn't be, it'd be cool if they would do some like the weekend before louder than life or the weekend after or something. Do a little thing, maybe like like a Mag Bar. Well, I guess Mag Bar Fest in July is kind of pulls in a lot of those bands like that. So you got
Yeah.
a little bit of love that way. But I'd like to see more Louisville metal,
Oh,
more Louisville metal.
there's a band out of Cincinnati that I went to go see Shiner and Spotlights in Cincinnati, and you said the Magbar Fest. They played that year before last, I think. They're called Knife the Symphony.
Ooh, I've seen that name. I've
Yeah,
seen that name.
they're fucking good. I was jamming out to them all morning today.
Nice.
Ah,
Nice. Today it started out I don't know why, but sometimes I just wake up with certain songs in my head, but today it started out with the Go-Go's.
okay.
And then I like to just when I pull on records, I'll just randomly flip through my collection of my fingers and just snag one. First one I snagged off the rack was Exodus, Pleasures of the Flesh.
Mm,
So it was that was a very juxtaposition move between the Go-Go's and then Exodus.
hell yeah. So fucking like polar opposites. Like you,
Dude, yeah. I mean, I like a lot of music. Last night I went to Mag Bar. I caught this band here, Pumpkin Guts. They did an acoustic set. They're from Pikeville, Kentucky. They're like a horror punk band. They were cool. The Response played. Um, some of the local legendary there with Donnie Vagrant and Sean Magnum and Trey. So it was cool. They brought down a band from Milwaukee. Can't remember who they were for the life of me, but they were the soundtrack when I talked to Rick Gideons from 5011 Media for my little podcast interview that I did last night. So it worked out well.
hell yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, dude, things are hopping. I'm loving everything people are doing.
Me too, dude.
More podcasts, the merrier. More shows, the merrier. Let's go.
Let's just keep this shit a rolling.
Yes, yes. I want my kids as kids to be complaining about having too many shows to go to.
Yeah, me fucking too. All
Like
right.
we can complain about how our back hurts and stand in the back.
I know I'm sitting here like, ah, my fucking back hurts now. I'm not even standing. What the hell?
Oh God, people are like, why are you still getting the pit? It's like because if I don't, my legs will fall asleep standing here.
I gotta keep moving. So when I was 39, I got in a pit and blew out my shoulder. I had to go have fucking rotator cuff surgery.
Woo, man! I know sooner or later it's something's gonna get me. I don't know what it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be some pit incident or something else, but something's gonna get me. It's gonna be I don't know what. It'll probably be a knee. Probably blow out a knee. But hopefully it's in the pit. I like to go down, in a blaze of glory than
Go,
a
go down swinging.
yeah, exactly.
I was at a show. They're like, get in the pit. I'm like, nope, nope, I'm good. I don't
Yeah,
need
I
any
still
more.
get the pit though. Like if I now, I'll say this: I don't get in quite as much as I used to, because I'm not in the best of shape. I've been working on getting in better shape, but things are still a little achy. I'm not trying to throw my back out 2 songs into the first band, but I still save it up for the ones that I want to hit up for. So
Hell
I still
yeah.
got a little juice left in the tank.
There's there's a little bit. We'll fucking get this shit going.
Yeah,
Um,
dude.
all right, Tony. I'm gonna say thank you. I greatly appreciate you hanging
Oh,
out and bullshitting with me all night. Like this is
fuck yeah, dude.
a lot of
That's what it's
fun.
all about.
Hell yeah. I look forward to seeing you Saturday at Restless Spirit.
Yeah, man. I think that sounds like a good show to hit up.
Hell
I
yeah.
like that style, dude. So we'll see you out there on Saturday, and we will take and elevate ourselves to the next level for an
The
incredible.
the next level. Um, and
Thanks for having me on, Tom. I appreciate it.
all you guys out there, go get your tickets to see Belushi for their
Yeah,
CD release
album
show.
release
Is
May
it
11th.
May 11th?
Headliners, come and see us. Get them tickets. It's all ages, so it's going to be a huge crowd. It's album release, so we're we're not probably going over the top. We definitely are going over the
Yeah.
top. So we'll see everybody then. Tom, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Hell yeah,
Now,
dude.
next time I see you at a show, though, I'm going to get you on mine.
Hey, I'm
So,
down. I'm
yeah,
down for it.
if we see each other Saturday, let's make some time, dude. Let's make that happen.
All right, you got it, man. I'm down.
All right, dude. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good night, brother.
You too.
Thanks. See ya.